All right, folks, this was a really interesting question. The other day, someone asked me, as a tax attorney, they asked my opinion, can they use artificial intelligence to help them with handling a state tax or an IRS tax problem to where they don't really need a lawyer? And at first you hear that and you think, oh man, you got a lot of nerve, but I don't fault you for trying. And so here, let me give you my real opinion of all this. Artificial intelligence, like everybody knows ChatGPT. It's a real good tool, and it does have some good benefits. Let me share with you just a couple of things that these AI resources cannot do for you if you have a tax problem with the government. I mean, one thing is AI cannot teach you, train you, coach you on what to do on representation. It's one of those skills that you sort of develop over time. It's one of those skills in dealing with these government organizations that you have to have the right temperament for. Not everybody wants to talk to the government, but even then, if there's a tax situation, there's some sensitivities. There's just things that you are not naturally inclined to know what to do. It takes a while to get there. AI is not going to be able to coach that for you, but also AI cannot coach you what to do in an interview when you're in an audit or in one of those meetings with a collection officer. Just cannot teach you what to do in the moment. And there's a lot of that in the moment kind of reaction when you have that human to human interaction. AI cannot coach you through that. So, be careful. Other people just say, you know what, I don't want to have the expense. And if I can do it myself, if I can represent myself, then why do I need a lawyer? But I also caution people on a lot of the pitfalls. Most people cannot represent themselves. Certainly most businesses, and certainly not when the liability is over 100,000 or potentially over 100,000. You're a good business owner. You're serious, you're smart, and you have learned how to hire and find the right people. Well, do that the same way that people find you, hire you for your expertise. That works both ways. But now listen, a couple of other things that an AI tool cannot do for you. It cannot spot errors that are made by the IRS, Internal Revenue Service, or by your state government. It's one of those things that can't train you how to do it, and you can't put correspondence from the government agency into some sort of reader that's going to detect errors. It doesn't work like that, because errors are a result of how the government reacted to your facts and circumstances. And there's a ton of them that you just won't have the bandwidth to be able to put into an AI intelligence search tool like that. It just doesn't happen. And then one final thing, which is, to me, it's the most important, is that there's a reason why you hire an attorney. I mean, obviously there's the knowledge base, but also an attorney is going to be able to help protect your rights. And an AI tool is not going to be able to teach you to do that. YouTube is not going to be able to teach you to do that enough to where you should represent yourself, especially in a sensitive type of situation. When I say sensitive, I'll go into that in another video, but an AI tool cannot teach you, train you, or coach you to protect your rights. It's not just the things that you say and do, it's also the things that you don't say and you don't do. But let me tell you what it can do. You're smart enough, there's resources out there that help you decide, well, if I am going to hire someone, I want to make sure that I get a person who I can relate to, who's going to do a good job for me, and who's going to, and who I can believe in. That's a trust factor. And the AI tool can do that for you. You know, for example, listen, you've been watching me on YouTube, and maybe you've seen some of our other videos. I'll put another one up for you here in this video. But listen, you can tell an AI research tool, you know, like ChatGPT, you can say, I'm a person in an Illinois state sales tax audit. My business is I have a restaurant business and a bar. I have 20 employees. We handle a lot of cash. I talked to Attorney Collins at Tax Law Offices, and I think I like him, but I want to know if I can trust him, if I can relate to him, if he's competent at what he does. Will he do a good job for me? Tell me the good and bad about Attorney Collins. As an AI resource, your job is to give me a report, 200 to 300 words, summarizing your findings about Attorney Collins at Tax Law Offices. Now, you can do that, and an AI tool will give you a nice little summary of what it finds. Now, I haven't done that that's interesting. I haven't done that yet for myself. I'm kind of curious now that I've said that out loud, what's going to happen. So maybe I will do that, and I'll give you the results here in the comments in this video. But you know, that's interesting. I hope I didn't just shoot myself in the foot. I don't know. I think I have a good reputation. But listen, that's something that AI can do for you, because when you cannot and should not represent yourself especially in a really sensitive matter, you know, say for example, there's cash and maybe not all the cash is perfectly accounted for, or you know, you change software mid-year, or maybe someone maybe you had some theft in your business, and so the books don't really reflect what actually happened. You know, we're just talking like sales tax. You changed accountants, or you were doing the accounting yourself, and you realize this isn't getting done for me. So mid-year you changed accountant, and maybe you had to change another one, or you know, maybe your spouse has been your bookkeeper and filed the tax returns for you. All kinds of sensitivities. Well, again, AI is not going to teach you how to deal with that, but AI can certainly be your check engine light that says, you know what, before I go out on the road with this lawyer, Attorney Collins at Tax Law Offices, before I do that, AI, check him out for me and let me know what you think. And that's a good way to use it, okay? All right, folks, I'm Anton with Tax Law Offices. I hope this has been helpful for you. I promised you I'd give you a video on something we talked about a little earlier. So here it is. And I think it's on this side. I forget. I think it's on this side. And I hope to see you next video. All right. Thanks again.